हेलो एवरीवन, वेलकम टू द अनसीन फ्लैग। आज हमारे साथ नासिक की वन ऑफ द बिग पर्सनालिटी मिस्टर कल्पेश सोलंकी है, वेलटेक फर्म के ओनर। वेलटेक फर्म के बारे में डिटेल में थोड़ा कुछ बताइए।
So, good evening, Sanjo. Thanks for inviting me on the channel.
Yes.
So, Welltech Solutions is basically a combination of old and technology. When I started my career, long back, 2000, capital market was always my thing. So, from being a traditional business person, I'd always looked at capital markets. So, the combination of technology and wealth is it gives me a filtered data. The utilization of technology is giving me the data which I want to see. It is helping me filtering the points which I want to look in that field. Now, the core purpose of Veltec is to support the sales business and the money. I will be just the advisor. Execution is always going to be there.
So basically, the research is completely done by you.
There are there are a lot of support systems which I utilize. Now, the complete thought process about research and the assumptions which every human India has, शेयर मार्केट पे आता है या फिर किसका न्यूज आएगा या कोई चार्ट दिखेगा और दैट्स कंप्लीटली ambiguity or a different way to look at market. For many of them, this has been successful. For me, the basic principle lies in our tradition, which I have learned from childhood, that any business I do, I want to have certain basic principles on which I'll do. When you look at capital markets, there are certain principles to look at research also. Whenever I filter the data with the use of technology, I look at a 10 to 15 years data of a company in terms of top line growth, product market supervision, the company's promoters' involvement in the game, the promoters' core involvement in the business. Now, why these parameters are very important? See, any business, the way it grows, is going to be growing only and only if the consumer is appreciating the product and it is getting grown apart from advertisement with mouth to mouth publicity, because that's how it becomes viral. So, let's say if I consume a toothpaste today, Colgate is already well settled in the market. But if I have to replace Colgate, I should have something which is adding value to the consumer. Then and then
More value than Colgate.
more value in terms of product, more value in terms of service, more value in terms of results. So that is how capital markets are. You look at a company, you try to buy a company in your portfolio which is adding value in that sector or segment. So let's say if I look at FMCG, I want a business which is being consumed by 80 to 90 crore population of my own country.
Yes.
If I have to buy a capital markets share, I need to first consume that product in my house. If I can't consume that product in my house, it's worthless buying for any news, any random data on charts or any random view. Because when you make investments in capital markets, multiplication may come today, tomorrow, or day after. That is a random part of the market. But if your wealth has to be created, you can't keep on hopping your investments stock to stock, company to company. So today, if I do any business, today I'm doing grocery business, tomorrow I'll do construction, day after tomorrow I think I should do automobile showroom dealership. Then I'll say, no, it's better to do land development. No, it's better to do contracting. I will never be successful. Same is capital markets. When you start investing, identify businesses which you can hold for decades on decades. Identifying is where I'll give you a hand with my rich experience and mistakes from where I've learned year on year. I'd done a recent mistake 4 years back in market. I lost few crores, more than 10-15
In
crores.
COVID period.
Post-COVID, pre-COVID.
Pre-COVID.
It's all about greed. I was not here. I trusted someone who did trades in my account and I lost huge money. But again, it was a learning for me. With a 15-16 years experience, why the hell I need trade? I should look at investments.
Can you just say the exact amount size, ticket size?
It's more than 10 crores I lost in markets. So it's okay. It's a learning. I paid a fees to learn again. I've done this in my life at least quadruple times. But every time I've learned new more things. Today I am confident enough. I've regained out of that few half amount I have repaid to my investors where I lost my money. But today I feel more confident. I am not going to lose anymore because now my principles are more clear. I want to look at markets only this way. Anybody coming to me and showing me a gloomy picture, I'm not going to get attracted anymore. And that is how people lose money in markets.
People lose.
Because losing money in market is actually paying the fees to the market. Speculation is going to kill you.
Speculation.
You know everything the day when you start feeling you lose money. See, holding on investments, you may lose for few days. The valuations will come back. But when it is a trade and when you have to pay margins, you'll get screwed. You can't retain your profits.
What kind of stock would you pick personally as a been an Welltech, between Welltech? The growth stock which is going to be growing or the upgrown stock?
So again, I want to really change the thought process
The
of looking.
trusted one.
Change the thought process at looking. There is no stock which has growth. There is no stock which is going to grow. Get back to the basic principle. Try to understand what is the business I am investing into. It's rightly said by a lot of legendaries. Invest in businesses. Don't invest in shares. Don't invest in stocks. Don't invest on tips, because tips are made to be given in restaurants to waiters. You're not here to take tips, right? You have to understand what you're doing. See, as long as you don't feel the heat, you won't get the warmth and you won't get the real fruit of that business. If you have to get the real fruit of that business, understand that business. Today, if I see this decade, if I'm finding automobile good, I need to understand the consumer choice, which automobile company he's finding good. So let's say if I'm not in a position to understand, either I should invest in Maruti, Tata or Mahindra, let me understand who is a common ancillary support to all these three. Tomorrow let Maruti perform, let Tata perform, let Mahindra perform. This ancillary support is going to still go on
Choosing the
growing.
mode.
So something which is really supporting the automobile industry is more important to analyze. So there are a lot of businesses in my portfolio today, like Mayur Unicotors, one of the findings which is not performed in last 2 years in the entire market rally. But I know that
Is it a small cap?
It's a mid cap. It's a small business which is supporting all these businesses. So the moment he will get revenues from these companies after selling the vehicles. So today, automobile industry, the share is growing in auto company for a reason. They have got bookings, they have got advances. The ancillary will get money and revenues when that product would get delivered. Let's say if I look at Mahindra XUV 700 today,
Yes.
or if I look at Maruti Brezza, I have 2,000 vehicles booked. Let's say in
Topmost sales. Yes.
so if I have 2,000 vehicles booked, I've got 20% advance with my dealer. So Maruti share from 8,000 has become 12,000. Mayur Unicotors have not grown for a reason, because this 12,000 rupees valuation, the money is been received already by Maruti. Now when will Maruti pay to Mayur? When the 2,000 vehicles will get
Cycle
delivered.
goes on.
That cycle is coming up in next 2 years. So the time for investing in Mayur has not gone still. You need to understand this basic difference in business. What am I investing? What is the factor that is going to drive the revenue growth? The moment you understand the factor driving revenue growth, nobody can stop make money in capital markets. And this is where my maximum time I spend in this serene weather. The reason behind that is I get peace here. I can focus on what I want. And the data, as you asked, do you do research? I give my thought. I have several people who will bring data to me. See, I can't individually look 10 ways at one thing. But when 10 people come for the same thing with data, they'll have 10 different views, which will increase my decision making. I take the decisions, but I need 10 people who can bring up that data to me. Data is my bread and butter, and data will only make wealth for anybody in the world. Apart from data, if someone says I can make wealth, you can make peanuts. You can't make wealth. If you have to make wealth, you have to be an investor. If you have to make peanuts, then you can be a trader.
Yes.
It's rightly said, it's a very different comparison to give. When you make a family, you make a family for decades. You make a dynasty for decades. You can't change your surnames and you can't change your identities year on year. That's how capital markets is. You can't swap your stocks every year. Buy something which you can hold on. Money is something you don't keep at your home. So my 100 rupees becomes 2,000 by trading. Am I going to keep that 2,000 in my bank accounts or at home? No. I'm going to reinvest. See, if I have found something which is a hidden gem or which is a hidden gold mine, why should I change my gold mine to silver, bronze or diamond? I don't know. Why should I do that? I have a gold mine. Let me just brush it every day. Let me just clean up every day. So quarter on quarter, I look at earnings. Quarter on quarter, I look at revenue contributions. Quarter on quarter, I look at order book. I find any delicacy in this. I have not married someone. I'll cut it off. I'll talk to the management. This is the delicacy I find in your business. I'll talk to my team. This is the delicacy and this is the discomfort I have in this business. If they come up with the valid rationals that yes, this can be corrected in coming 2 quarters, I'll love to wait. So last 2 years,
Not to be emotionally connected with the particular stock.
You cannot be emotionally connected with finance. If you connect with emotions in finance, you lose like me. I had done that 4 years back. I connected emotions with finance. I trusted someone, he screwed me. That's okay. That's life. You learn. Secondly, coming to the core point again, when rationals are coming with facts and rationals are supported by data, it's very easy to make money. Not as fast as flying an aircraft, but being a normal 80 kilometers per hour, driving your own
Speed,
car,
yes.
and with a discipline, you can really make wealth. And wealth is something which can be preserved only in capital markets in a very easy way.
What kind of auto ancillaries do they produce, Mayuri? The
Mayuri
stocks
Coaters support a lot of ancillary support in forging, in terms of tools, to Mahindra, Maruti, and Suzuki. A detailed report you can go on my website. I've already published.
Okay. On website.
Yeah, I can share it with you. You can just put it across.
Okay. Can you share a little short 20 years experience with us?
So I
Your
randomly,
corporate life and
I
all.
randomly came to capital markets. There was a guy who sold my dad life insurance, just telling him that I'll do your loan and all. We were into business of garments. We were reading some credit facility. He attracted my dad, so I was a little bit surprised how these things happen. The second incident happened with my dad. There was a company called Himachal Futuristic Limited in early 90s. 85, 90s, which he had bought. It was a telecom company. Sukram was a telecom minister. There was a news rumor in the market. This will take over BSNL. This will be the biggest limelight of the telecom market. He had bought shares
And
at
it
around
failed.
4,000 rupees and it went to 20. We lost few lakh rupees that time. So I always had an inquisitive, how can someone lose money so fast? This is an industry where
Almost
money can...
90%.
Then I read about a lot of dignitaries, legendaries at that time. Harshad was part of the market. That time I read about him.
Yes.
So I was inquisitive about knowing how to make money in capital markets. I started my career with ICICI Direct, pre-graduation, as a demat executive in Panchvati branch. That was my
Nashik.
first job. That was their first branch. So I was a normal demat executive. The company was known as ICICI Bank Securities Limited. Till my graduation, I was working with them. I used to open demat account. I used to dematerialize share. I used to make people understand why dematerialization of share is necessary
In
from
the
physical.
early age of dematerialization.
Yeah, because that was the time after Harshad Mehta scam, people got aware that the physical shares can be a bluff. This can be a
Can be stolen
fake,
out or
fake
made
certificate.
out. Yes.
Yeah, fake certificate. So let's dematerialize and know what is the reality. So that time I started understanding. There was a guy from Nasik, from Panchvati. His name is Mr. Joshi. He had some Wipro. In IPO days, bought physical shares. I still remember in 2002, he had bought in the IPO days Wipro shares for some 10,000 bucks. When I dematerialized his share in 2002, the valuation was 212 crores. A simple
Of the
guy
10,000.
of that 10,000. So I spoke with him, how does this happen? Then I went back and read about Wipro. Azim Premji, from the day of IPOs, used to give all the distributors share certificate as a revenue bonus, you can say,
Bonus,
or as
yes.
a revenue
Extra effort.
incentives, right?
Incentive.
Now, year on year, when I went on seeing bonus split, dividend, Wipro is multiplied like hell. Then when I go back to Wipro started their business as a small ghee producers from a small town like Ambal. From that, they have come to IT, they have come to manufacturing, they have come to 100 FMCG project. Today, they are one of the second leading organization in the country. Why this stock got multiplied up to 2000 is very understanding, and that helps my philosophy that you have to hold on a business, understand the nerve of the business, and understand the promoter's involvement in the game. You can have a good business, you can have good revenues, but if the promoter intentions are not clear, he will not pass it on to the shareholders.
You have
So
seen
all
the
this
complete growth of Wipro and many of these stocks.
So that was my early age in 90s, 2000, 2005. I realized that Wipro is no more IT web. I shifted to Infosys, TCS.
Yes.
Then I was working with ICICI for my own investments. 2018-19, I realized Infosys, TCS, Wipro are a history now. I shifted in my portfolio to KPIT Technology Persistent Systems. So again, with time,
KPIT Tech at that time.
2019, 18,
2018,
recent.
19. Okay,
So
recent.
you need to really understand. So TCS is doing good still,
Yes.
right? But you need to understand who is having an upper hand over them. That will only come from data. So the overall moral of the story in this 20 years experiences, every day morning when you wake up, you need to have your data on your table. If you don't have data on the table that day, you're no more in market.
Data is your breakfast.
But data is my breakfast. Data is my brunch. Data is my life. Data is something because of which I am today. And data, trust me, can make billions for you. Wrong data can take away your billions. Today, with this 20 years experience, I'm managing 10 to 15 good family offices. I can't tell their amounts, but I'm managing a sizable amount in advisory for them.
Around overall.
It can't be. It's a
Okay.
But I've reached my
Yes.
goal. I can manage big money today.
Can you take a little time to say about your corporate life? How does the corporate life, the environment, kind of environment you
So
go
I have
through?
worked 20 years, out of which I've worked 14 years for ICCI, 3 years for Purnartha,
14 complete years to
14
ICICI.
complete year to ICCI. There was a break in between, but overall the experience with ICCI has been
Means
14
you
years.
have go through the complete growth of ICICI Securities from zero to hero.
I've seen ICICI Direct where we used to charge 1% brokerage, and still people used to pay us for our technology and our app. Today also in the market where there is a notch breaking for brokerage, ICICI fucking charges 50 paisa brokerage, where 2 paisa brokerage is available in the market.
Available.
But for the technology, I would say prefer my investments with ICICI. Secondly, a corporate company grows on only two things. That's ethics, moral. I have worked with a Lala company called Purnartha also. The difference between ICICI and Purnartha is when you have an individual biased opinion in leadership, you as an individual, whatever you do for the company, you will never grow. Similarly, when in ICICI I was working, it was a corporate life. There were the standards fixed. No individual was involved in decisioning. So the growth part was too good. Maybe monetarily, Purnartha was a better option when I grew,
Yes.
but ICICI was a better better understanding of learning as an individual in growing about leadership.
ICICI lead you to the growth.
ICICI taught
Start
me what
phase.
is leadership. ICICI taught me what is bonding with the employees. ICICI taught me how to delegate your work and make it easier for you. ICICI taught me how to give the right information to your employees so that the right data is on your table.
What was your post when you leave the ICICI?
I was heading as a vice president. I was handling the entire northern Maharashtra. I was heading their broking business.
And then later on you continued to
I
Pune.
started with Purnartha again after a break of 4 years. I was in my business. I saw a bad patch in my life in construction, infrastructure, and real estate. I got an opportunity
You
with.
completely shifted to
Yeah, I'd come to family business because broking was ending in 2013-14 and I had no hope in broking. When I started with Purnartha also, I started with a mere salary of 30,000-40,000 as a basic relationship manager with them. The reason behind that is I wanted to see the company, how it grows again. I headed with Purnartha also as a vice
in the
president.
year
2018, August 2018. 19, 20, 21, I left Purnartha. After 3 years, when I left, I was heading again the entire Mumbai region as a vice president. I was handling a team of 20 relationship managers under me. I was handling a book size of close to 600 crores for them.
Can you just tell a little bit about what is a stock market in basic to our viewers?
So let's come to a layman. I'm a farmer and I don't understand stock market. For me, I need to understand one thing. When I grow a crop, I really make sure the land is ready for harvesting first. That is the prime thing. So when you come to capital markets, first do your homework. Whatever business I'm investing, is the company basically financially stable? That is what I have to look at. Second thing, when I do harvesting, I look at the weather. Is the weather ready for harvesting? Because if I harvest and if there is going to be an unpredictable weather, my crop will not grow. So similarly in capital markets, after seeing a financially stable company, look at the business which is going to be consumed by maximum population of the country. That's what we call top line growth. And look it for a decade. The reason behind that, if the product is approved or it's popular 4-5 months back, it can vanish from market in 4-5 months also, because that's a very small period to analyze anything. A decade is a decent enough to understand in backtesting, is the business really acceptable in the market. So like here you look at weather for harvesting your crop. Here you look at the business, is it acceptable by the product, acceptable by the maximum masses in the country, abroad, wherever you're looking at the segment which you are looking for. Third thing, when you harvest, you water your farms.
Yes.
You look at the product, you look at the weather. If there is sudden change in the weather, you make sure you cover your crop with necessary precautions so that the crop doesn't get spoiled. Same when you stay invested in a company, quarter on quarter check on the balance sheets, quarter on quarter check on the management decisions, quarter on quarter look at things which are going to impact the businesses. Now, why you should look at these things? That only will help you to grow the forecast you are looking at. When everything is done well, expect the crops. So when you get a crop, then the most important part in a farmer is to sell the crop at the right price. So look at the market situation also. So let's say you're an automobile business and if the markets are bad for automobile, whatever you do good, you're not going to get the returns when you're hitting. Yeah. So same, if you don't get your rate for onion, that moment you will sell or you will do whatever is needed to survive, right? Same here. Don't sell your stocks. Don't sell your business because markets are bad. I've invested for so much time, this company is not performing. Rationally, if it is doing good, wait for the right time to get the right fruits. You will. So if I give you again a very recent example of Maruti, 2018 to 2022,
22.
7,000, 8,000, 7,000, 8,000. Suddenly it was not doing good, but this was the transition phase in automobile industry. Maruti was trying to understand the markets. They were trying to prepare a product which would be acceptable by the market. The moment they got Brezza, they got their product, small second product called Ignis, they have again ruled the market. The stock is trading at 12,000. So if you divide it for 4 years, you have got a decent return of 50% in 4 years.
Enough return.
Enough return for any investor for a longer term, and it will go on growing. If you calculate dividends and all, it's a 60% return. But the idea again is very clear. 2 years down the line, if you're getting a 50% return and holding on that stock for 3-4 years, nothing beats you affording to risk your capital and making 50%. You know that your capital is secured and you will get 50% maybe today or tomorrow. Is a very different thought process.
Nowadays people make a mistake, like when they enter in the stock is not moving 1 to 3 months, 6 months, not a year. They do thought that company is not doing well, exit the company.
So I'll give you a very good example of the current generation and my past generation. My parents lived a different life. I'm living a different life, right?
Yes.
When I look at my parents, the way they lived life, I can't live a life today. So there are a lot of generational arguments happening in house. So today when I look at the capital markets and when I look at a family, there are a lot of arguments, there are a lot of differences because of generations. Can I leave my parents? No. Why should I leave a business where there is a difference of opinion? It's a time factor. If ethically my parents, or if I am wrong, they'll throw me out of the house.
Yes.
If ethically the business is wrong, exit it. Book losses. I don't mind. So mistake is about taking a decision, what is right for me, what is not right for me. I'm sorry I'm comparing a lot of generalized things with markets, but that is how markets is. People would say, what are you talking about? What has family or a farmer to do with markets? But boss, that is what is markets. Again, markets you have to understand rationally. Randomly somebody says and say, "Kya BJP jeet gaya, market yahan se rocket high hoga." No, boss. You need to know what is the government going to do after coming this time.
Yes.
What is the economic transition they have? 2014 was different. That time we were in a bad phase. We didn't have a stable government for a decade.
Yes.
Even the ex-prime minister was doing good, but he didn't have the rational support in parliament to take decision. GST was what they wanted to introduce.
Yes.
But that time this government was sitting in opposition, they didn't approve it. Today this government is supporting GST, they approved it because they knew it is good for the consumer behavior. Yes. So I don't want to get into a political war, but what I understand is if the government is in a position and in a willingness to take a decision, our economies are going to grow like this. If somewhere there is a hedge between decisioning or the willingness of the government, we can suffer heavy meltdown in this markets also. So as a cautious investor, pick good businesses, go to the right advisor who can help you, hold your hand and stay invested in market. Don't stay out of the market, or don't sit on cash, or don't over speculate in the market. You will only lose if you do about 3 things. You'll only win if you follow the basic principles of investments. And basic principles, I'll repeat it again. Buy a good business. Hold on in the mistakes. Hold on if the time factor is not good for the business. Cut your businesses if you feel ethically or morally that company is not doing good. Don't wait for the price to re-come again. Even if you're getting a 10-12% hit on your portfolio, fine enough. You can regain that. But holding on a wrong thing can melt it down to 30-40%, 50%. So don't hold on the mistakes. 4th thing, be focused about your investments. Don't randomly take decisions on your investments. Money has a huge impact on your lifestyle. Don't emotionally screw your investments. Don't emotionally take decisions on investments. 5th and most important thing about investments, which I feel, is nurture it like a baby. Look it like a baby. It will always make you realize that wealth creation is a very long process. Like you grow your toddler to a man or a woman, same as investments. You're investing to grow it to a matured stage. Let it grow. You will see 100, 200, 300,000 multiplication of your investments. But it's all about holding on the right footsteps. Instead of crawling in markets, learn to get up, walk, then jog, and then run a marathon. Sprint you can't do in a day. You'll have to first crawl, you'll have to wake up, you'll have to jog, you'll have to then run a sprint.
Need to practice all through.
Follow basics, I believe. Market is not a rocket science. Market is about decisioning and right things. And data is available nowadays. Go to the right advisor, he'll charge you a penny fees, but he'll save you a lot of
Time,
he'll save you a lot of wrong decisioning.
wrong decision. What kind of things do you observe in top line and bottom line
So the
while
biggest
analyzing a stock or any business, anything?
So simple is Sanjog, last 10 years if I see a data, if I'm buying, let's say, a FMCG company, their
Yes.
core revenues are, let's say, coming from food products, or let's say their core revenues are coming from basic cosmetic products, or let's say from the basic daily necessity used products, groceries and all. I will have to look what was the consumer behavioral pattern in accepting their product in the market, quarter on quarter. If I see a drop, and what has the company done in that 2 quarters to make sure that that top line doesn't go bottom line, bottom line, bottom line.
Yes.
That is where a lot of analysis is done. Revenue wise, the biggest factor which we didn't discuss in the entire interview is pricing power.
How does pricing power affect?
I'll come to Asian Paints. When the markets were bad, when COVID was ruining them,
Yes.
they didn't give discounts. That's their core product because a lot of renovations were happening. In financial crisis also, or in the demonetization crisis also, when markets had bottom up to 8,000, a business like D-Mart, a business like India Mart, a business like Asian Paints always had a pricing upper hand in the market. See, when will I have a pricing upper hand? I know. Tomorrow, Prime Minister is shot dead. Still, there's going to be a queue at my store in the morning, 10 o'clock, to have their basic necessities. That's D-Mart. So, that is what I was coming to in the entire interview. Buy a business where promoter doesn't need to wake up and go and open his shop. He'll get 1,000 calls why the shop is closed. That's where you make pricing power. And pricing power is the most important factor to make wealth. You need to analyze a business where pricing power is going to grow, margin expansion is going to happen in the business. That's where you make more money. And quarter on quarter, that's my job. That's what I charge for.
What things would you see in the stock market while upcoming elections end up? The
Doesn't
results
make me a
end up?
difference who wins or who loses. My idea is whoever comes on this chair, he has to make sure the growth drive continues, our exports grow, our imports lessen up over the period of time. We start manufacturing a lot of more things like Gadkari sir in last election manifesto. A year back, I remember saying we can beat China. I want 100 entrepreneurs in India
Manufacturing.
to start manufacturing. I'll give you a global presence. If there are leaderships who are ready to give you so much things, what is that I expect today from my youth, which I'm not seeing today? They're digitally screwed up in their life. They're on gaming zones. They're on mobile. They're watching IPLs. They're playing on Dream 11. Boss, your blood is not made for that. Your blood is made to innovation. 1 hour of the day, if I'm spending on these things, it's fine enough.
It's fine.
But if I'm spending 12 hours a day in all
Complete a
these
day.
things in ledger, I'll not add a value to my country. Out of 100 individual youth today, I want 90 people to think, what can be the next sensation for the world? What can I prepare like Benetton? What can I prepare like any other global brand? Let's say if somebody like Louis Vuitton sitting in Italy is charging me for the same wallet or same purse or same belt, which Indians can select 2,000 bucks, a crore rupee. That means that Louis Vuitton is not preparing a better product. They are better marketers. So what can my youth do to replace Louis Vuitton in India? So important is to understand the pricing power, margin expansions. Let world come to you. The day you start go to the world, you will never have that pricing power. And wealth creation is all about pricing power. Let it be real estate, let it be equity, let it be gold. To just conclude my thought process about Welltech Solutions. Welltech Solutions is a thought which I have, which will always grow, not only into capital markets. I want to look at different avenues. As a personally investment, I have already started in hospitality. I'm looking forward to come into construction. I'm looking forward to create affordable homes for the population. That is a basic need which is missing for years. I'm looking forward to create good educational institutes for the youth. I'm looking forward to create good medical facilitation for the youth. But that's a long vision. That's very big to talk
Big
today.
vision, yes.
But 2 decades from here, I want to give back what I can make from the society. I want to give back 60% of that to the society. And that is what I'm working for today. That's my vision. Whatever debts or whatever today credits I have, my thought process is next financial year, I will not be into that. That was my mistake 2 years back. I'll recreate it.
I have talked to many of the asset management managers, kind of fund managers. They are saying it's a kind of bubble. Currently, what's going on in the stock market, the valuations are little more higher, way more than higher than they are expected or they should be.
So when I was in my struggling phase in before 2018, 2014 to 18, I had run a jewelry showroom in Mumbai. When I was running my jewelry showroom in Mumbai, people used to say 17,000 सोना है बहुत महंगा है, 25,000 सोना है बहुत महंगा है. When I used to look at real estate, Kharghar, 3,000 rupees per square feet is very costly. When I used to look at capital markets, Nifty was trading between 12,000 to 15,000. It's very pricey. Asian Paints is very pricey. Last
At
40
the year
years,
of
2000, whatever price. Let's not get into that.
Okay.
Last 40 years, if you look at data, you'll realize it. Last 40 years, Asian Paints has delivered 30% growth year on year. Now you need to understand the thought process why Asian Paints is growing for 40 years regularly, why ITC is growing for 40 years regularly, why Hindustan Unilever is still growing 40 years year on year, why Mahindra and Maruti are stagnant in market for like 20 years. Reason behind that is, again, a basic thought process. Let it be land, let it be gold, let it be equities. When and as long as the population from 50 crores has reached 150 crores, the consumption power internally has increased. So let's say if I used to buy 50 gram gold a month, I've started buying 5 kg gold. I've started selling 5 kg gold a month today in a city like Nasik. A jeweler. Any jeweler randomly.
Random.
Earlier, there were 50 flat apartments happening in Nasik. Today, 500 flat apartments. I know at least
Easily
50,
sell that.
50 projects in Nasik which are
Yes.
ongoing, right?
Yes.
Population will grow, need of the house will grow, that rotation money, spending appetite would grow. Per capita spending in India was 1500 to 1600 rupees 2 decades back. It has reached close to 1500 to $1,600 2 decades back.
Yes.
Today, if I see it's gone to 6,000, 7,000, it can go to 20,000, 50,000. The reason being that I used to not buy a Rolex as an individual. I used to not buy an Apple phone as an individual. I used to not look at a Mercedes car as an individual. Today, aspiration of a family, a youth is, I want a Mercedes at my home. I want a Rolex at my home. A guy who didn't had a car wants to buy a e-car, a Maruti today at his home. You need to understand, as long as this vision and this aspiration is alive, the financial cycle will keep on growing. Price is not the right measure. I don't understand. When you go to eat food, would you ask some waiter first, what is the price of paneer today? What is the price of roti today? You want to eat, you will go and order it. In a restaurant, you want to buy clothes. You know Benetton is pricey. You know Jack and Jones is pricey. You know Zara is pricey. Before entering the showroom, will you think yes? Because what is my capacity? After entering the showroom, will you ask him 200 rupees mein kuch hai kya? No, you know Zara comes for $4,000. Same is capital markets. Why do you want to see at price? When you know it's pricey, everything which is really premium is always going to be pricey.
One last question before ending the podcast. A person as an individual, if I am saving 20,000, 50,000 and around 5 lakhs a month, how would he invest as per your guidance? How should he invest?
Actually, I'll be very honest and very blunt to say, if I have a small kitty of 50,000 rupees, and if I don't have time to invest, mutual funds are the best way to invest. In mutual funds, go online, see the credit ratings. You can see the top 20 holdings of the mutual fund you hold. See the companies they are holding. Randomly, if you select 5 good mutual funds, you'll find the company same in all of them. Select their past 5 years performances. The data is easily available on internet nowadays.
Yes.
Or go to a good advisor who can guide you to really invest in the right manner. These are 2 things you can look at. Third thing, if you're looking at capital markets, the capital markets are rationally where you go to an advisor, tell him I have 30,000 rupees a month to invest. He'll give you 2 good businesses, one as decade. 15,000 each you do SIP in capital markets in the same businesses. Your accumulation will happen, and even if it goes at 20% year on year, no other asset class is going to give you 20% year on year.
Yes.
Secondly, you'll save close to, if you see yearly, 2.5 lakh bucks. Over a period of next 4-5 years, you'll have your savings 10 lakh rupees as a capital.
lakhs.
Even if it grows by more 10 lakh, you'll have an asset to be created from that.
As in terms of percentage, around 12 to 15% overall.
Randomly, if you do the right investments, 15% is a decent return.
And for the investor having a savings of around 5 lakhs to around 6 lakhs.
This is the segment I have been wanted to focus for years, but it's a too retail. I didn't want to get into that because my commitment towards my own vision today are too high.
So if I get into retail, it will take me a lot of time to make money for myself.
Yes.
But I would love to go online soon to cater this kind of demand for a reason. These are the people actually who are not educated in the right manner to look at capital market. Somebody who has a 5 lakh rupees today at this market also, when market is at all-time high,
All-time high.
pick the right businesses. ICICI Bank, if the story has to continue for next 2 decades, India growth story, ICICI Bank would be the best bank in the country for a reason. They have the largest credit facilitation. They are the better placement in credit facilitation.
But what would be the business you would invest? Yes, this is the focused business.
So if the
Currently
economy has
can
to,
grow.
if the economy has to grow, I have to select good 5-6 businesses. That is what I might do day on day. I would be doing just a random cross check. If I look at today's business, I look at CI Automotive,
Yes.
Mahindra CI Automotive. That's one of the finest artificial intelligence and ancillary support and a tech-based company for auto industry.
Auto industry.
And that's the need of the hour. So similarly, there are minimum 5-6 companies, not only specifically automobile, but manufacturing, IT,
Healthcare, IT.
healthcare.
Yes.
You look at real
Finance.
estate, finance. So all these things would go on.
It's been a great time with you. Thank you for the time you gave to us for the podcast. Thank you.
Thanks, Sanjog.